Have you ever had a moment when your emotions seem to take over your entire life? Maybe you've snapped at someone you care about, or felt paralyzed by anxiety before an important event. It feels as if no matter how hard you try, your emotions are steering the ship and you're just along for the ride. But what if I told you there is one simple thing, a single practice, that can put you back in the driver's seat? Imagine being able to stop yourself from reacting impulsively in stressful moments, gaining the clarity to choose how you respond to any situation, no matter how intense it may seem. What if I told you that the key to mastering your emotions isn't some complicated strategy or a distant promise of future? It's a technique that's been passed down through centuries of philosophy, used by the greatest minds in history to cultivate inner peace and emotional resilience. In this video, we're going to reveal the one thing you can start doing today to regain absolute control over your emotions. And no, it's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about using your emotions as tools, not as forces that control you. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a powerful, independent, actionable strategy that will change the way you handle stress, conflict, and even joy. This is the kind of wisdom that can transform your daily life. But first, let's dig into something that most of us overlook when it comes to emotions. Before we dive into the one thing that can change everything, we need to understand what emotions really are. It's easy to think of emotions as these uncontrollable forces, moments of anger, joy, or sadness that just happen to us. But in reality, emotions are far more complex than that. Philosophers have been grappling with emotions for centuries, and many of them viewed emotions not as random events, but as responses to the world around us. Responses shaped by our thoughts, beliefs, and values. Take Aristotle, for example. He argued that our emotions are connected to our judgments about the world. When something happens, we feel a certain way based on how we interpret it. So emotions aren't just automatic reactions. They are shaped by how we see and think about the world. This idea is central to understanding how we can control our emotions. If our emotions are connected to our judgments, then it stands to reason that changing the way we think about things can change the way we feel. In fact, this is the key to emotional mastery. But it's not enough to simply understand this concept intellectually. The real question is, how do we apply this understanding in our everyday lives? How can we learn to catch ourselves before we react emotionally? How can we begin to see our emotions, not as things that control us, but as signals that we can use to understand ourselves and our environment? Now that we have a clearer picture of what emotions are, let us move on to the one practice that can give us more control over them. And trust me, once you understand this, you'll see why it's so powerful. Now that we have a clearer understanding of what emotions truly are, let's talk about the one practice that can change everything: reflection. This is where things get interesting. Reflection is not about overthinking or obsessing over every little feeling. It's about taking a moment, stepping back, and observing your emotions before reacting. Think of it as hitting the pause button on your emotional impulses. This concept is rooted deeply in philosophy, particularly in Stoicism. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, understood that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we always have control over how we respond. They encouraged a daily practice of reflection, taking time to think about the day, how we reacted, and whether those reactions aligned with our values. The power of reflection lies in its ability to create space between stimulus and response. When something happens that triggers a strong emotional reaction, most of us instinctively react without even thinking. But if we take just a moment to pause, to reflect, we'll give ourselves the power to choose how we want to respond, instead of being carried away by automatic reactions. Imagine you're in a heated argument with someone. The old you might snap back, your emotions taking over, and the situation escalates. But the new you, practicing reflection, takes a step back in that moment, just a brief moment, and asks, what's really going on here? What am I feeling, and why is this reaction helping me? This space allows you to choose your response consciously, giving you back control. This practice of reflection isn't just a theoretical idea. It's a tool you can start using immediately. And once you do, you'll begin to notice something profound. The more you reflect, the less power your emotions have over you. Instead of being at the mercy of whatever feelings come up, you become the master of your emotional landscape. Now let's explore exactly how this practice of reflection leads to emotional mastery. How does it work in real life? And why does it have such a profound impact on your ability to control your emotions? First, reflection gives you the power of awareness. By taking a moment to pause and observe your emotional state, you become more aware of your triggers, patterns, and reactions, and this awareness is the first step toward transformation. It's like having a map of your emotional landscape. When you know where the rough patches are, you can navigate through them with more ease and intention. For example, maybe you notice that you tend to feel anger rise within you whenever someone challenges your ideas in a meeting. Without reflection, that anger might explode, damaging relationships or undermining your position. But with reflection, you can ask yourself, why do I feel this way? What's at the root of my anger? Maybe it's insecurity or a fear of being misunderstood. By recognizing this, you have the opportunity to manage your reaction and choose a more constructive response. Second, reflection helps you reframe situations. This is where philosophy truly shines. If you look at a challenging situation through a different lens, you might discover that your initial emotional reaction was based on a distorted perception. The Stoics were masters of reframing. They would constantly ask themselves, the worst that could happen here. How can I learn from this? Instead of seeing adversity as something to avoid, they saw it as an opportunity for growth. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. As an emperor, he faced immense pressure, constant threats, and personal struggles, yet he would reflect daily on his actions and reactions, reminding himself that everything that happens is part of nature's plan. He reframed every challenge as an opportunity to exercise virtue, patience, wisdom, resilience. This shift in perspective is incredibly powerful. When you can reframe a situation, you remove the emotional charge and regain your ability to act with clarity and purpose. Lastly, and counts, reflection fosters emotional resilience. The more you practice reflecting on your emotional responses, the more you build the muscle of emotional control. Just like physical exercise strengthens your body, reflection strengthens your emotional intelligence. Over time, you become less reactive and more proactive, able to handle life's ups and downs with greater calm and insight. As we have seen, reflection is the key that unlocks emotional mastery. It's the simple, powerful practice of pausing, observing, and then choosing how to respond rather than letting your emotions dictate your actions. But here's the thing, like any new habit, reflection takes practice. It won't happen overnight, and there will be moments when you forget to pause before reacting. That's normal. The key is consistency. Each time you remember to reflect, no matter how small the moment, you are training your mind to become less reactive and more in control. Over time, this practice will become second nature, and you'll start noticing profound changes in how you handle emotions. Here are a few tips to help you integrate reflection into your daily life. Start small. Pick one situation each day where you tend to react emotionally. It could be something minor, like a frustrating interaction with a colleague or a stressful moment on your commute. Take just a few seconds to pause and reflect before responding. Journal your thoughts at the end of each day. Take a few minutes to write about your emotional experiences. What triggered strong emotions? How did you react? What could you have done differently? This practice helps reinforce your self-awareness. Use mindfulness throughout the day, the practice being present in the moment. The more you pay attention to your feelings as they arise, the more control you have over them. Reframe your challenges when facing difficulty. Ask yourself, how can I grow from this? What lesson can I learn from this experience? This shift in perspective will help you stay calm and focused. Mastering your emotions is not about suppressing them. It's about understanding them and learning how to respond in a way that aligns with your deeper values. By reflecting on your emotions, you take back control not just over your reactions, but over your life. Now it's time to put this into practice. Start reflecting today and let me know how it changes your emotional landscape. What new insights are you gaining about yourself? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more philosophical insights into living a better life. Remember, the path to emotional mastery starts with just one simple step: reflection. The more you practice, the more control you'll gain over your emotions and ultimately your life.